Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I wanted to do a short video for you guys, so get ready for this. So this is a little bit different. It's not an anti-MLM video for y'all. Let me try to get my hair fixed a little bit. It's probably not going to get fixed, but anyways. So we just finished out Veterinary Technician Week, and I wanted to do a little video for the veterinary support staff, not just the technicians, the assistants, the veterinary receptionists, the office managers, all of them. So let me just say, I'm not a veterinarian, I'm not a veterinary practice owner, but I do work in one, and I wanted to say, without the support staff, the veterinary field would collapse very quickly. And all of you all are important. I know during this pandemic it's been hard for everyone, mentally, physically, especially mental health wise, because I have seen a lot. I mean, there's been huge increases in not only veterinarians, but veterinary technicians, veterinary support staff who are developing mental health issues and or committing the S word that I will not say. So I wanted to talk about an actual movement that is really, really important. And not one more. Okay. So there are a few charities and things like that and groups. I'm in one group that is called Not One More Vet Support Staff, which is like solely based towards the veterinary support staff, which is your technicians, your assistants, your office managers, and your veterinary receptionists, which all are very, very important in the veterinary field. And it was created because there was an increase in a mental health crisis in the veterinary field even before COVID-19, but it increased with COVID-19 as well. Just like in the human field, the human nurses, doctors, CNAs, etc., they had to deal with a massive increase in deaths and cases that challenged their education and their experience that they've already had, because it was something new that we have never dealt with. And I'm sure they had an increase. I'm sure they did an increase in mental health issues that they needed support too. The veterinary field, sort of in a little bit of a different way when it came to the mental health aspect of the past several years, has changed because of patient care, clients, patients, and I'm sure certain states, the new and different laws. I've seen a lot of places where, and working in a field that I'm into, and I'm in it too as well, I've been to a few different clinics, especially to finish my clinical externship to graduate. And just in my experience, there are some clients, a lot of the new ones that have moved on from other practices, etc., or different ones that you wouldn't have ever expected, now treat veterinary personnel with disrespect and are very rude at times, which for me, I try my best not to dwell on it too much, because you never know what's going on at home, at their own work, with themselves or anything like that, which I totally understand. And I don't put any blame on people for lashing out. I just feel like your veterinary support staff and your veterinarian as well does not deserve you lashing out on them when you're trying to help your pet. And I've seen several clinics where people just walk out or get irate and even violent about the prices. And there's a lot of prices that I've seen that are actually pretty low. And I've seen some very outrageous prices too. So I totally understand, because a lot of people, they don't have insurance for their pets, and insurance for your pet is very rare these days, which I'm sure you will see a massive increase in this as well. But I've seen so many stories in different groups that I'm in on for the support staff, and made just for the support staff, where clients have completely cussed the veterinarian or the veterinary support staff out for not getting their patient in ASAP when we already have, say, 5 emergencies, several drop-offs on top of a loaded appointment schedule. We've lost either doctors, or we've lost other like coworkers, other techs, other assistants, lost, or we don't have, I mean, we basically work as a skeleton crew in a lot of different practices. And I'm not just speaking about my practice at all. Like, every post that I've ever seen, I'm seeing where a lot of these places are way, 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 way worse than the area that I live in. There's so many different places where people are getting verbally abused, some places even physically abused. There have been people that have had guns pulled on them, threatened. The cops have had to been called, actually physically touched and hurt on top of everything. And it's just ridiculous. And I know the human medical field sees this kind of stuff too. I'm sure they do. But being in the veterinary field, I never thought that things like this would happen. That we would see veterinarians kill themselves with their own, the stuff that we use to put your animal to sleep. Or stuff that they overdose, or anything like that. And I'm not just saying this to be crude and rude and dark and deep or anything like that, but I mean, any of the support staff members, I mean, it's painful to read about and painful to see, and to know that there are people out there that are being used and abused just because we didn't get Fluffy in 5 minutes for a broken toenail when we were performing CPR on a dog that had coded on us because it was in the worst shape in the world. I mean, the broken toenail could have waited. And I hate seeing the people that get upset because we can't get them in for a nail trim for 4 or 5 weeks. We can't do that because our schedule is so full. We're getting calls daily for different emergency stuff. We have to send them on to emergency clinics. Smaller practices are now sending more and more to emergency clinics because we cannot handle the load. And before long, our emergency clinics will not be able to handle the load either. I just do not like that this field is being treated like we're the dirt under people's feet because we can't bend and break. We can't bend until we break, because what happens when there's no veterinary staff left, when there's no veterinary clinics left? I've seen so many clinics shut down due to, not in my area, but I've seen other areas post where they've shut down due to these kind of events where they're being so abused that people are leaving and they cannot stay open because they don't have the staff to stay open. It's just very sad. It's very sad that this kind of stuff is going on, and my area is not even close to being like this. Where I live, the place I work, we're not even close to any of the stuff that I've read about and seen. And what we go through is bad enough, but what they go through is horrendous. And it's sad and upsetting that we literally, we have been working through the pandemic and not getting the recognition that we deserve either. The nurses and the doctors, they were getting recognition that work in the COVID units, but they don't get the recognition either that they deserve for treating the patients like they should, it's just, the gist of my long rant is is be nice. Please be nice to everybody in the medical field, human and animal. Please be nice to them. They're struggling. They're hurting. You never know what nice word that's going to come out of your mouth or nice phrase that you say to them when you go in. You never know how that will change the rest of their day. And it might honestly keep them on this earth. Because you never know. So many people are silently suffering. And it hurts. It hurts to see. It really does. Like, there's so many more people hurting so bad. And I mean, not even just in the medical field too. I mean, retail, factories, other places like that are being treated like crap too. So the gist of my video for today is be nice. Be kind. Pray for us. Pray for everybody that's working in this and being abused and mistreated and who are suffering from mental health issues, having anxiety, going to work every day, going home and meeting your depression at the door, waking up and meeting your depression right before you leave for work. The people who are just suffering in general. Be nice to people. I get you're aggravated at everything that's going on in this world, no matter what side you stand on this. Whether you are whatever political affiliation you have, it doesn't matter. Be kind, be nice, love one another. We all need healing. We're going on 2 years of this hatred. And even more than that, it started before then, but it got even worse in these past 2 years. So be kind and love one another, because I'm just saying this right now, and I'm going to say this in hopes that you listen. There's a lot of people hurting right now and trying to get through each day. And you just need to be nice.